The Seattle Seahawks are at a make-or-break point in their season, teetering on the edge of playoff eligibility. With Geno Smith out and Zach Charbonnet a maybe for the upcoming game, the team faces significant hurdles. But there's a silver lining. Kenneth Walker is back in full force. After missing 3 games, he practiced fully today and is confirmed to play on Sunday. This could be the turnaround the Seahawks desperately need. As they prepare to face the fierce competition, the Seahawks lineup looks precarious without their key starters. The absence of top players like Smith and the uncertainty around Zach Charbonnet adds a layer of complexity to their game strategy. However, having Walker back might just balance the scales, providing that extra thrust in their push towards the playoffs. Looking ahead, the implications of these roster changes are immense. The Seahawks need to secure a win against the Vikings to sustain their playoff hopes. With Walker's return, the team's morale is boosted, but they must translate this energy into a solid win on the field. But before we get into that, hit that like and subscribe button for more NFL content. Let's aim for 200 likes on this video. The stakes are high as the Seattle Seahawks navigate through crucial injuries that could define their season. Kenneth Walker's return after a full practice session today signifies a beacon of hope, as his presence on the field is vital for the Seahawks' offensive game. On the other hand, Zach Charbonnet's participation remains uncertain. His potential absence could shift more responsibility onto Kenny McIntosh and possibly test the depth of the team, with undrafted players stepping into critical roles. The looming question is how these injuries will impact the Seahawks' strategic decisions and their ability to execute under pressure. The team must adapt quickly, finding ways to maximize their available talent against the Minnesota Vikings, a team that won't easily yield ground. With Walker gearing up to play, the Seahawks might have just enough firepower to challenge the Vikings' defense, but the overall effectiveness of their strategy hinges on the health and readiness of their roster. This Sunday's face-off against the Minnesota Vikings is pivotal. The Vikings, currently sitting at a formidable 12-2 record, are the 5th seed and won't be easy opponents. Seattle's path is clear: win at home and keep their playoff hopes alive amidst a challenging schedule. The implications of this game stretch beyond just a win or a loss. A victory could position the Seahawks favorably in the playoff race, especially considering the Los Angeles Rams are also vying for a spot and have a comparatively easier opponent in the New York Jets. The Rams are anticipated to win, putting additional pressure on Seattle to deliver a performance that not only wins the game, but also boosts their standings. Each game from here on out is a step towards the ultimate goal, and the Seahawks need to harness every bit of their resilience and tactical acumen. With Walker back on the field and the team's playoff destiny in their own hands, the Seahawks face not just the Vikings but their own expectations. Pulling off a win under these circumstances would not just be a show of strength, it would be a statement to the league about their determination and playoff credentials. Despite the team's struggles, individual efforts have stood out, particularly in challenging games. Geno Smith and Sam Howell have had to navigate through tough defenses, with Smith's earlier games setting a high bar for offensive play. However, injuries have limited his ability to contribute, thrusting Hell into critical situations as a backup. DK Metcalf, once a dominant force early in the season, has seen a dip in his output, which raises concerns about his impact in upcoming crucial matches. Meanwhile, other receivers like Jackson Smith-Njigba have stepped up, showing that they can be pivotal in tight situations. Their ability to make significant plays could be instrumental as the Seahawks push for a playoff spot. Analyzing these performances offers insights into potential strategies the Seahawks might employ in their remaining games. The team's ability to adapt and players stepping up in key moments will be essential. As they prepare for the Vikings, the Seahawks must leverage every player's strengths and cover any weaknesses exposed by recent outings. This game isn't just another match in the season. It's a test of their ability to perform under the playoff pressure cooker. Return of Kenneth Walker adds a crucial dynamic to the Seahawks offense, potentially altering their game plan against the Minnesota Vikings. The team must exploit every advantage, particularly their home field, to counter the Vikings' robust defense. The integration of Walker's running ability could open up passing lanes for the Seahawks, offering a more balanced attack that could keep the Vikings' defense guessing. This tactical flexibility is essential for breaking through the tough matchups ahead, especially as they face not just the Vikings, but also the Chicago Bears and the Los Angeles Rams in the coming weeks. Each game represents a different strategic battle, with adjustments needed to optimize performance against varied opponents. For the Seahawks, it's about more than just making plays. It's about making the right plays at the right times. The coaching staff needs to prepare the team for multiple scenarios, ensuring that they are ready to pivot and adapt as each game unfolds. Success in these games will hinge on their ability to execute these strategies flawlessly, showcasing their playoff-worthy capabilities. With the playoff race heating up, every player's performance is under the microscope. Geno Smith, while sidelined, leaves a gap that Sam Howell, one of the better backups in the league, needs to fill effectively to keep their playoff hopes intact. DK Metcalf, whose early season dominance has waned, is now under pressure to regain his top form at a critical juncture. His ability to re-establish himself as a premier receiver could dramatically influence the Seahawks' aerial attack. Similarly, Kenneth Walker's return is not just timely, but essential. His ability to churn out significant yardage will be vital in balancing the offensive gameplay, providing the dual threat necessary to outmaneuver the Vikings' formidable defense. The spotlight also shines on other key players like Jackson Smith and Jigba, whose consistent performances could be game changers. Their ongoing development and impact in crucial games will be a barometer for the team's depth and readiness for high-stakes competition. The defense, which has been as formidable as any in the league at times, must tighten up against high-caliber offenses like that of the Minnesota Vikings. This adjustment is crucial for limiting opponents' scoring opportunities and giving the Seahawks the best chance to control the game's tempo. Offensively, the return of key players adds depth and variability to the Seahawks' playbook. The team's ability to blend rushing and passing attacks will be critical in outsmarting the Vikings' defense, known for its resilience. The offensive line's protection of the quarterback and creation of running lanes will be pivotal in establishing a dominant game presence. Balancing these two aspects of gameplay, offense and defense, will determine the Seahawks' ability to compete at the highest level. Effective communication, flawless execution of plays, and strategic adaptability from the coaching staff will all play significant roles. This balanced approach will need to be maintained across their remaining schedule, particularly in high-stress environments against playoff-contending teams. As they stare down the final stretch, their path to the playoffs is fraught with challenges, yet laden with opportunities. The team's spirit and resolve have been tested, but the resilience shown gives fans and analysts alike a reason to remain hopeful. The return of pivotal players has injected a much-needed vigor into the squad, potentially tipping the scales in their favor during these crucial encounters. Looking forward, the Seahawks must continue to harness this momentum. Can they maintain their composure and execute under pressure against top-tier teams? Will the strategic adjustments and player performances align to create the perfect storm needed for a playoff run? These questions loom large as the Seahawks prepare to make their mark. Let's turn the conversation over to you, the fans. What are your predictions for the Seahawks as they approach these decisive games? How do you see the team's strategies evolving to meet the challenges ahead? Share your thoughts and join the discussion below. Your insights are invaluable as we watch the Seahawks strive for a spot in the playoffs. Can they defy the odds and make a deep postseason push? Let's rally behind our team and see where this thrilling journey takes us.